inordinate amount of time. It took an extreme amount of care and just really did Soha proud. Made the 5th District proud, and just we really do appreciate Bob Anderson's help on that.
Yay,
and that's
Bob.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tamar will give an update. Tamar represents the City Attorney Office, and also she has another hat. We're not allowed to say that, right?
Oh, tomorrow.
You can say it.
She can't talk about it, but she also is a member of the Los Angeles Unified School District Board of Trustees.
Hi everybody, I'm Tamar Gallatin. I just want to give 2 quick updates on something I spoke about last month. Is this better for people here? Okay. 1 inch away, that is the best acoustics according to Richard Close. Squatters, foreclosures, vacant homes that have been left open. I talked about it last month. We are being inundated in Sherman Oaks right now by all sorts of properties. A lot of people were in over their heads on their mortgages and either walked away or the bank took them away. But we are having a really bad problem in Sherman Oaks with people living in these homes who aren't supposed to be there. So I've spent a lot of time on the phone nagging banks to do evictions and try to track down real estate agents. This month we've had 2 success stories. The Sheriff's Department served some of the squatters in one of the houses with eviction on Friday, so the house is now vacant, and we are working on one on Long Ridge that the judge just ordered the tenants evicted. So these are properties where LAPD is out repeatedly dealing with crime and criminals who are living there. So we're very happy about that. The other thing I want to update you on, we've been talking about, as you know, property crime is the big issue in Sherman Oaks. We've been focusing all summer along with LAPD on the transients who are living along the Wash. All of whom have criminal records for narcotics and property crime. In the 4 months that we've been focusing on that, I've done at least 20 prosecutions of folks, and the number of burglary theft from motor vehicles in the Sherman Oaks and Van Nuys communities has dropped 19%. Just by focusing on the people who are committing the crimes. I think it's a really good example. It's a great example of when we can get law enforcement, the prosecutors and the police working together, focusing on a certain type of crime, we can get some great results.
Thank you very much. Pat, that report update, and while Pat is coming up, I just want to introduce members of the Board of Directors of the Association. They're here to help you. Jules, actually, you'll come out, the person has a problem, and fix the problem, right?
Anytime.
Okay. Jules, other members of the board, please stand up and identify yourself. Ellen?
Ellen Goodman.
John Eisen?
Marshall Long.
Matt, you're quiet. Matt Epstein? That's it for tonight. Where's Pat?
Outside.
Well,
Chuck Betts.
lose, you lose. Oh no, actually, Chuck Betts is lobbying her, so that's understandable.
John Eisen. Did you get John Eisen?
And Joan,
I'm done.
you're done, okay. Why don't we then have Marshall Long, who oversees the planning activities in Sherman Oaks, give an update of what's happening in our community and what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks.
Where'd you get the PhD? If Bob Anderson can come up, he's going to make a presentation as the first part of this, and then I'll add some stuff at the end.
Everybody was a little bit worried and heard about Ralph's and what they're doing, and I could never understand what it looked like, so we made a model. And my wife learned 500 new swear words as I made this. This is, yeah, to me. This is the existing Ralph's store. You can see the big parking lot that we all have. And you can see it's got those funny looking little cupolas at the top that go up.
Right.
And tiki huts, that's where the equipment is. Well, this is the new store. And they say it's the same height because It's the same height as the top of those. Now you say, gee, what does this mean to me? Next to this, you would be a little under 1/4 of an inch high. So you can see looking up, it's 46 feet in the back, it's higher than the specific plan. And they've cut the front down a little bit, but the whole parking lot's gone. That's the end of the toy drive. And so we thought this is at least something we can show, and if people want to take a look and see what it looks like. There's also one other thing happening. By surprise, we got an email. I got an email about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, from a friend. The city planning department is putting up 6 new ordinances. They're calling them code simplification. I read the first one. It's about 130 pages long. They eliminate 83 of this and 96 of it. It's really complicated. But the bottom line is, it allows the zoning administrators to have much more leeway, which allows variances and other types of things to go through easier. And they had no public outreach on it. They met with land use attorneys, they met with developers, they met with people who understood the code, but they never went out to the public. So we called them on it, and there's starting to be public meetings. It's going to City Planning Commission on the 14th, and there's a whole bunch of homeowners associations got together.
Actually, for the record, the taping, Matt Epstein, who's on the City Planning Commission, has left the room. He is not in any way listening or any of that. For the record.
So that's it. But we're on top of that. We're going to watch it and to make sure that we get represented and there's public outreach and everything. Thank you.
Thanks, Bob. Bob's doing a great job, along with Jay Weitzler. My part of this is rather short. As we said, the Ralph's store has a Planning Commission hearing on the 23rd of September at 8:30 a.m. The address and time is on the blue meeting notice that went out. So if you haven't already thrown that away, then you can look at it. If you have, you can come, and I have it written down, and you can copy it. We really need people to come out and express their views. I think it's important to get public input. I don't really care which side you're on. I just like to have folks come out and say their piece. On the next store, the Pavilions store, which is owned by Vaughn, has proposed a new store that's a tear down of the existing pavilions. Some of this may be a little repetitive if you have come to earlier meetings. They're proposing a 42,000 square foot store, 58,000 square feet total. It complies barely with the specific plan on the Ventura side, 33 feet high. It exceeds it a little bit in the back because they are excavating a parking lot so that the store is pushed to the front and doesn't occupy the whole lot. So they have open parking in the back. I think it's a relatively good way to do a store design with this kind of a lot. Villaggio Toscano is the proposed condominium north of the Galleria and south of 101. They're proposing 500 condominium and apartments in an 8-story tower, a 42,000 square foot market and additional shops. There's 3 stories of underground parking, so they have to dig a rather big hole. They're removing 500,000 cubic yards of grading and trucks that will exit onto Sepulveda. To put that in perspective, if those trucks were lined up end to end, they would go from San Francisco to Reno. This project does not